The forest was alive with secrets. Ancient trees twisted towards the clouded sky, their branches like gnarled fingers. This was the domain of werewolves, their howls echoing through the pines. Kalen, a young werewolf with eyes like molten amber, ran beneath the canopy. He could smell the damp earth, the scent of prey, and something else, and something sweet and metallic. Vampire. Fear pricked at him, a primal instinct warning him away. His kind and vampires were mortal enemies, their feud as old as time. Yet the scent drew him deeper into the woods. He stopped in a small clearing, moonlight filtering through the leaves. There, leaning against an oak, was a figure cloaked in shadows. But Kalen could see them, eyes like blood rubies shining in the darkness. Alara hated these clandestine meetings, hated the way her heart pounded in her chest, a drum against her ribs. She wasn't supposed to feel this way, not towards him. A werewolf. Their people despised each other, the hatred passed down through generations like a cherished heirloom. Yet, here she was, drawn to him like a moth to a flame. He emerged from the trees, his eyes glowing with an inner fire. Even in the darkness, she could see the way his muscles moved under his shirt, the strength in his stance. He was beautiful, dangerous, forbidden. Alara took a step back, her hand instinctively moving to the silver dagger sheathed at her hip. He was everything she should fear, yet all she felt was a strange pull towards him. Kalen's hand twitched, claws wanting to extend, but he fought the urge. Her scent filled his senses, intoxicating and sweet like honeysuckle, and something sharper, something uniquely hers. He knew he should run, warn his pack, but her eyes, those ruby pools staring back at him, held no malice, only a flicker of fear that mirrored his own. "You shouldn't be here," he growled, the words rasping in his throat. Alara's hand tightened on her dagger, but she didn't draw it. "Neither should you," she replied, her voice low and melodic. "This forest," he began, then stopped. Why was he telling her this? "It's sacred to my people." A ghost of a smile touched her lips. "And this territory belongs to mine," she said, her voice softening. Silence fell between them, thick with unspoken words and the weight of their history. But beneath it all, Kalen felt something shift, a spark of curiosity igniting within him. Their meetings became a regular occurrence, stolen moments under the watchful gaze of the moon, filled with whispered conversations and the thrill of the forbidden. They learned each other's names, their fears, their dreams. Alara told him of the ancient prophecy, whispered amongst her kind for centuries, a prophecy that spoke of a vampire and a werewolf, destined to break the curse that had plagued their people for millennia. "A union of our bloodlines, a bond of love," she explained, her voice hushed. "It's the only way to end the war." Kalen listened, his heart pounding. Could the prophecy be true? Could they, two beings from warring worlds, be the key to ending the bloodshed? "It's just a story," he said, though a flicker of hope sparked in his chest. "Maybe," Alara replied, her ruby eyes searching his. "But what if it's not?" Section 5. Journey into the Heart of Darkness. The prophecy led them on a perilous journey, a quest to find the Moonstone, an artifact of immense power said to hold the key to breaking the curse. Their path took them through treacherous mountains and across desolate plains, always one step ahead of their own kind. The tension between them was palpable, a constant reminder of the danger they were in. Yet, with each passing day, their bond deepened, fueled by their shared purpose and a growing attraction neither could deny. One night, camped by a fire beneath a star-strewn sky, Kalen confessed his feelings. "I never thought I could care for a vampire," he admitted, his voice rough with emotion. Alara met his gaze, her own eyes filled with a mixture of fear and longing. "And I never thought I could love a werewolf," she whispered. Their lips met, a clash of fire and ice, forbidden yet exhilarating. For a fleeting moment, the weight of the world lifted from their shoulders. Section 6. Trials of Fire and Ice. Their journey was fraught with danger. They faced packs of rogue werewolves, bloodthirsty vampire hunters, and creatures of darkness that thrived in the shadows. Through it all, they relied on each other, their strengths complementing the other's weaknesses. Kalen's enhanced senses and strength protected them from physical threats, while Alara's speed and cunning helped them navigate treacherous landscapes and outwit their pursuers. But the greatest threat came from within their own ranks. When news of their alliance reached their respective leaders, They were branded as traitors. Both the vampire coven and the werewolf pack vowed to hunt them down. Hunted by their own kind, they were forced to flee into the unknown, their love story becoming a desperate fight for survival. Section 7. Sacrifice and Redemption. The Moonstone lay hidden in the Shadowlands, a place where darkness reigned supreme and ancient evils stirred. It was a place where few dared to tread, and even fewer returned. As they ventured deeper into the heart of darkness, Ilara was mortally wounded, struck by a poisoned blade meant for Kaelin. He carried her in his arms, her lifeblood staining his hands. "Don't give up," she whispered, her voice weak. "Find the Moonstone. Break the curse." Kaelin's heart shattered. He wouldn't let her die. Not when they were so close. He finally found the Moonstone, its surface shimmering with an ethereal light. Cradling Ilara in his arms, he poured his love and desperation into the stone, begging it to save her. The stone pulsed with energy, bathing them in its light. Kaelin felt a surge of power, ancient and overwhelming. The curse. He could feel it unraveling. Section 8. Dawn of a New Era. When Kaelin woke, the sun was rising, painting the sky with hues of gold and crimson. He was back in the forest, the Moonstone warm in his hand. And next to him, Ilara breathed, her wounds healed. The curse was broken. News spread like wildfire. Vampires and werewolves, their hatred fueled by the curse, felt the animosity lift. Generations of bitterness began to dissipate, replaced by a cautious curiosity. There was resistance, of course. Those who clung to old hatreds, who feared change. But the tide had turned. Kaelin and Ilara stood side by side, symbols of a new era. They had risked everything for peace, and their gamble had paid off. Section 9. A Love Forged in Moonlight. The forest, once a battleground, was now a place of peace. Vampires and werewolves met under the canopy, no longer as enemies, but as tentative allies. Children of both races played together, their laughter echoing through the trees. Kaelin and Ilara, their love story woven into the fabric of their history, watched as the sun set, painting the sky in shades of purple and orange. "We did it," Ilara murmured, leaning her head against his shoulder. Kaelin wrapped his arm around her, his heart full. They had defied fate, challenged ancient hatreds, and in doing so, had found something rare and precious. "Love conquers all," he said, his voice husky with emotion. And as the moon rose, casting its silvery glow upon the land, they knew that their love story was just the beginning.